Welcome back, guys, to Yeah the Girls, brought to you by Gatorade's new Fast Twitch energy drink. We're super excited to be here. We've got a great show ahead as always. We'll talk a little bit about the game on the weekend against the Tigers. We've also got Tennille, who is our strength and conditioning coach, coming on as our guest today to talk things all strength and conditioning. And she's a girly girl, so we've got to have her on the potty. We'll also have a little check of our MVQ leaderboard after round 5 and have a little chat about Port Adelaide this weekend, which is super exciting. But girls, first of all, what hit your Twitch this week?
Gunji, you start off.
All right,
last week.
I'll start us off. Well, after the game on Sunday, obviously we had a win, which one part of my Twitch. But another part was I went to this little Italian restaurant on Lygon Street.
Always fine dining.
Yes,
I need to get recommendations from you. Honestly.
This was like not fine dining. It was like I was in my I call her my baba, which is Croatian for grandma. It was like her house. So pretty much it had all like I'm allowed to say this, the woggy tablecloths and the crystal glasses and all that sort of stuff. The food was beautiful. So yeah, it was very homely, comforting feeling, authentic Italian.
What sort of pasta? Did you get pasta, pizza?
Yeah, we got a ragu and we shared a pork and fennel pizza as well. So it was delicious. So good. What about you, Gigi?
I had my brother and his girlfriend, so Patty and Alana, came down and they stayed with me and came and watched the game, which is, I think, Lars' first time watching me play. She got to see the worst game of my career.
Oh my God.
So it was really nice.
That is a load of poo.
That is not true at all.
It was last year. It was round 1. Sorry. It was pretty poor.
I thought you meant on the weekend. I was like, are you kidding?
No,
you played so well.
Her first game was the worst, and then luckily was able to sort of redeem myself and really enjoyed that. We went for dinner afterwards, actually, with my cousin and her partner. So it was just really wholesome.
Lovely. I need to know where you went for dinner after. Or was it in Melbourne?
It was a pub.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Can never go wrong.
Parma?
Yeah.
Gigi loves the Parma.
Love a Parma.
Parmigiana.
Me.
Love it, girls.
What have you got for us?
Similar to you, Gigi, I had some great friends come down to watch the game on the Sunday. So shout out to Brady, Cobe and Grace. They've always had my back, and I've just love when Benalla people come and support.
You had great support from back home. They do make
lucky.
the trip.
I'm pretty sure you've got the whole Benalla town. Yeah.
I should just do a bus each week.
Yeah,
but
literally.
It was lovely. So that's what hit my Twitch this week. And I know Brady listens, so shout out, Braid. All right, girls, let's have a little chat about the game. It was great. We got another 4 points, which is awesome.
Absolutely. And my goodness, wasn't the ball movement just on from the beginning? We spoke about it. I think in each of the quarters pretty much, but just some of our linking chains, taking the ball off the angle. And I think post-game maybe Webby was just talking about the fact that whether it was in live play or it was in our divisional meeting or if it was finding a kick mark scenario, it was just so efficient. Fundamentals were on and we really moved the footy beautifully.
Absolutely. I feel like we always talk about wanting to control the game, whether it's through live play or whether it's through control with a kick mark. But I thought our handball chains is really what opened up the game for us this week. And, we had some really standout players, didn't we, Claude?
Absolutely. The likes of Prezi, obviously, again, I'm not sure what her disposals were exactly,
32,
but over,
I think.
32 again. So, and she kick-started our handball chains and our run and carry really well, but then supported greatly by Bowie, her pressure on the ball all game. And then even Spud as well, her ability to run with Prezi and give her another option as well was really good. And then obviously our forwards up forward, Jackie Parry and Ashley Maloney. Again, that duo is a bloody great duo. So they, I don't know, what did they kick each? Lingy had...
She might have kicked 2 and Jackie kicked 3.
2 and 2.
Anyways, they had a great day out, those girls, and they missed a couple opportunities too. So they could have had bags each. But also shout out to a couple of our defenders on the weekend. You girls absolutely played amazing as always. I wanted to shout out Rach Kearns as well.
Yes, I'm so glad you've touched on her.
She's been really taking leaps and bounds this year in her composure and her ability to sort of take the ball off the line but also find those short kicks. But her intercept game has just taken another level, hasn't it?
No, and it's very important for us. It kickstarts our attack as well. So she was awesome. I made it in the 20s for disposals this week.
Go, good.
I was meant to text you actually. I was like, gone.
I almost fell off my chair when I saw that. But anyway.
We were talking. we think career high disposals.
Yeah, I think
right?
it is.
So we absolutely love to take that. And coming off the back of a toe injury, TOW, from last week if we were keeping up with the media. You absolutely smashed it, babe. So well done on that. But yeah, so it was a great game all round, and it was nice to play in some dry conditions. It was such a lovely day on Sunday.
Bit windy, but way less than the week before. So
yeah, absolutely.
And we've got to shout out, she is a fellow defender, but she's found herself up on the wing at the moment. But seeing Killer kick her first goal, absolutely nailed it. And I'm pretty sure she said that she got it at the top of the 50 and she's like, I saw grass and I thought, I'm going to take it. Yeah. I'm going to have a crack.
I'm glad she did because it was beautiful. That's probably one of the best kicks I've seen. It was beautiful.
It was amazing. Stunning. And even looking at it back, I'm just like, God, it was a massive kick. Like she's kicked from 45 metres at least. And
similar to Thorny. That was she roasted that.
Do you know what though? Killers was against the wind too.
Well, that's what I thought too. I was like, to kick that far off that was just incredible. So shout out to a couple of girls kicking their first ever AFLW goals as well, which is always exciting and always gets you up and about. So we have a bit of a quick turnover this week leading into next week as well, which we'll actually talk to T a little bit about our prep for that as well. But we fly out to Port Adelaide on Friday in a couple of days' time, which is super exciting. So we have our main sesh tonight, get through that, and then a captain's run on Friday when we get to Adelaide, and also watch a bit of the boys too, which will be super exciting.
But I'm so glad we're all together to watch that. That's just going to be so much fun.
Definitely in the past, I reckon we've either been in the air or playing a game, so it'll be really nice to be together.
The timing is perfect.
We'll be locked and loaded in that hotel lobby or wherever we're watching from.
Zizzies and pasta in hand. So looking forward to it, girls. But let's have a quick little break and then have a chit chat to tea. Fast Twitch, a new energy drink from Gatorade. Start fast with zero sugar, over 100 milligrams of caffeine and electrolytes. Are you ready to hit the Twitch? Available in cool blue, grape and strawberry lemonade. Proud sponsors of Yeah the Girls podcast. All right, guys, we're back and joined with T. T, how are you feeling, darling?
I'm a bit nervous. I don't know. This is all very professional. So
nice. Well, we've got to readjust the mic already.
There we go.
You've given me some mentoring and I still haven't got it.
We love it, T. Now, I would love to know a little bit about your background for one. You're a girly girl. You've come into the club. You're one for the girls, as we know. You're our hype girl as well. Talk to us a little bit about you. What makes you T?
Yeah, it's interesting because I spent my childhood dancing. So I did tap, ballet, jazz for like 20 years. So my mum still finds it hilarious that I've ended up in footy. And I never would have thought that this is where my career would end up. I actually wanted to be a dietitian when I first finished Year 12. But yeah, I don't know. I just started off in strength and conditioning through uni really, and then started doing some exercise physiology work where you're sort of more in a rehab setting. And that didn't really float my boat too much. So, the S&C stuff kicked off pretty early and just sort of spiraled from there, really.
I love that. And your family, we would love to touch on a little bit of...
Lyra's just downstairs with a nanny
crying.
So
beautiful. We've got your beautiful family, which we see running around the club all the time. Do you want to touch on a little bit about them and what they mean to you as well?
Yeah, so Hudson's 7, Lyra's 4, so 3-year age gap there. So I actually had Hudson just as I finished up at Carlton. So I finished there in 2018. So the second year of the league, and decided that I just needed a break from football while I had the little kids. They're I don't know, it's so cliche, like they're my world, I love them so much. But I don't know, I think I've actually mellowed out more as a coach since having kids. I was probably way too aggressive and like masculine, I suppose, in my coaching before I had kids, and then the kids have just sort of mellowed me out a little bit. Probably because I'm not mellow at home and I have to be mellow at work now. I don't know, getting the balance right. But
I'd love to jump on because that's actually what I was going to get to a little bit later, but around because we don't find that your approach is not coming from, it being a dictator by any means. It's very collaborative. It's it's this empathetic side. So is that where you think that's come from? Is that when it developed, or has that always still been a part of how you operate?
I think it's always been in me. I've always been quite a empath. But I think it's just when I started off in footy, it's such a boys' club. And I was the only girl like working in these environments as a staff member. And so I think I just overcompensated by thinking that I just had to be overly aggressive and masculine to be heard, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, just as you get older, you realise just be you, just be authentic. And that's where I think the collaboration comes in, because people trust you because you're just being genuinely yourself, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think it's just come with time and age and figuring out who you are as well. Like even before I had the kids, still trying to figure out where you sit in the world and all that sort of stuff. So I think after you have kids, you just, I don't know, everything just becomes, everything makes sense. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Beautiful.
I did want to touch on then, T, what did inspire you to get into S&C? And, now that you are working with female athletes as well, which you have been for a little while, but also what inspired you to get into coaching females as well?
Well, I was telling Sporsy and Hutch this the other day, actually. I've coached since I was 15 years old. So that's dancing, and then I did coach swimming while I was at uni as a part-time job. So coaching's always been in me. Like it's always something I've fallen back into. As much as I try and deviate, I suppose, as my career went on, always just went back to coaching. And I think I just, again, sounds so cliche, but I genuinely just get such a kick out of helping people in different avenues. Like it can be in the gym, it can be out on the track, it can be, I don't know, just listening and life advice and vice versa. The S&C just came about through uni. We had like a subject that was basically a gym subject, like learning all the exercises, blah, blah, blah. And the lecturer that we had for that unit just had a really big influence on me. And again, there weren't many females in the unit that we were doing. So he just really encouraged me to, get my hands dirty and get involved. And that's when I sort of fell in love with it. And at the time, like I mentioned, I was doing a lot more rehab stuff and just wasn't where my passion was. That's how it sort of all came about through that unit at uni.
And have you always coached then female athletes, or you've had a mixed range?
Yeah, mixed. So I worked in a private sector for about 6 or 7 years, and that was with general pop, males, females, youth to adults, like just everyone. And then I ended up at Maribyrnong Sports Academy for 10 years, and obviously that's a co-ed school there, and you're working with some of the best adolescent athletes in Australia.
Good tennis program there.
Very good tennis program with Super there running the show there. And I never would have thought I'd ended up there for 10 years working with adolescents. I always wanted to work in elite sport. It was just an amazing environment to learn how to coach properly, because if you can coach a group of 25 year sevens, I feel like you can coach anyone.
I love that. Sure. Oh, T, you've been an important part of our program, and the way that you've come in and really supported us girls. You're the backbone besides the coaching staff of what we do each day, and you really support us through that. The next few weeks is going to be pretty hectic for us. We had a Sunday game leading into a Saturday, into a Thursday night as
Plus
well with travel.
Yep.
So I'd love to know a little bit about like how you plan for these things as a strength and conditioning coach, and like how to best prepare us for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's a really good question, because it does change week to week, and that's where I guess my role is a bit of an adjunct between the coaches and the medical staff, and trying to get things right between both departments. So prior to pre-season, we literally went through every round and planned out every week to figure out when our training sessions would be, what that would look like, what the loads might look like. But it is off the back of games. It is, I hate the word reactive, but I do go through every single player's GPS and then figure out what sort of loads will look like for each player for that main session, which you hear me like pointing everyone at the end, like what you're all doing. So it's all planned out based on what the game before was. So we're still hitting the speed metrics that we want, but we're not going over with just junk total distance, and which you hear me say all the time, just all that plodding around running. With the 5-day turnaround and the interstate travel, we adjust that training session that we've got next week. So it'll just be one training session, and Dan and I spoke about it the other day, what that might look like. And so I sort of give him a gauge on what sort of metrics I'm looking for, and then we go through the drills from there, and then I might say, okay, can we, for instance, if it's a handball grid, can we lengthen it out a bit or can we shorten it depending on how much mechanical work we want or how much high-speed stuff we want. So, yeah, it's sort of him and I having a little dance and a collaborative sort of like this and this. But, yeah, he has the final say at the end of the day, and I just sort of guide him as to what might be appropriate. Yeah.
It's amazing how many people and elements that come into this tea. Like, as you said, you're working with our head coach and our assistant coaching staff as well as our medical team, looking at everyone's GPSs on the weekend and us players as well, how we might be feeling. And there's so many other elements that go into females, as you know. Do you want to touch on some of the factors that sort of happen in the female athlete world and how, like, you work with that? Yeah,
and I suppose over the last couple of years, the menstrual cycle's been a big one, particularly on social media. There's a lot of people now selling programs based on menstrual cycles, and what the evidence shows is it's not it doesn't create any more improvements, and as we all know, it fluctuates within one person. So to change your program based on when you think you might be ovulating and when you the research shows that that's not accurate. What we do know is that we're more stronger in that late follicular phase. So when your estrogen's peaking or ovulating, when your estrogen and your testosterone's peaking. But again, like that can fluctuate month to month. I know for me that does fluctuate month to month. So the evidence shows not to actually change any programming specifically. I think what it does show is just it opens up a conversation, which is why we have our weekly check-in as well that we get you guys to fill out once a week, just to try and see some trends or, over 4 weeks, does this fluctuate for this person dramatically? But what you guys had that education session last week, and I think it's more about with female athletes educating on what symptoms are normal and what's not normal. And so when you probably should seek medical advice, but the majority of the research shows, just carry on as normal with your programming and just have a conversation.
Off the back of like your menstrual cycle and things, and have you noticed a difference with like body comp and stuff as well in the female population in terms of elite athletes?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting, 7-8 years ago, I think there's a lot more education, particularly for male coaches nowadays, but 7 or 8 years ago, there were still comments floating around, like if we had a training session, there were still comments flying around about she's not cut or she's, put on a bit of weight or, but reality is like we carry estrogen. We don't carry large amounts of testosterone. So we're never going to look cut and ripped all the time. And that's just not reality, and that's not feasible. It is for some body types, but of the majority, that's not how we look. So I think it's why we veer away now from skin folds as well. It's such a delicate conversation as well, particularly in off season. It's such a long time, so it'll be interesting to see how I go during this off season with you guys, what that looks like for every player as well.
And do you want to just let the listeners know the impacts that could occur if you focus too much on your body comp, for instance, and not fueling enough and underfueling and things like that?
Yeah, I think REDS is obviously something that we're all familiar with, that term, but essentially it's underfueling with the amount of training that you're doing. And those sort of conversations are definitely a full medical team conversation. It's not something that I go in and dictate on my own. Quite often it's actually the medical team letting me know the parameters of what someone should and shouldn't be doing. But it's a whole collaborative team approach with the dietitian, the psychologist, our doctor, and they're guiding me so then I can change the training based on what the fueling situation is. But again, very delicate conversation, very confidential as well. There's really only the four of us in the medical team that have those discussions, and generally I don't have any of the conversations as such with the athlete, but more change the program according to what the medical guidance is. Yeah,
it is amazing to have that education rolling in more and more. I feel quite comfortable to say that I had REDS last year, and that was the first time that I had been educated on it and introduced to it and actually understood how it was then affecting me so much on the track, where I just thought, I'm just running around feeling like a bag of bones here. I don't know where my energy's gone and that sort of thing, and not realising all of the factors that contribute to it.
Yeah.
What else do you think there still needs to change in the sporting world when it comes to supporting female athletes' physical development?
I was having this conversation with Sporsy the other day because he's high performance manager with our VFLW team, and really it starts from there. Like it has to start from youth, from adolescence, and that's also from a appropriate training, education as well, with ACL prevention and all that sort of stuff. Like it really has to start so much earlier, because by the time you get to me, it's almost like, you know, you're dealing with adults with habits and behaviours that have been instilled from years and years and years. So it's much trickier to unravel all that as opposed to educating the girls when they're a lot younger. Yeah.
And as a physio, my outside job, you're so right on that. I see a lot of adolescent girls still scared of the gym, and their parents still scared to send them to the gym. But, you know, I try to tell them all the time, I wish I was in the gym at your age and knew what I know now at your age, because I'd be so much better for it now.
Yeah.
So, there definitely still probably needs to be that shift in knowledge, I still think, at that adolescent stage.
And I think even to your point, Gunj, it's also like jump and landing training and plyometrics.
Yeah.
Again, I think people hear like plyometrics and freak out and think like, oh my God, that's so intense. And it's so not.
No way.
But in actual fact, that's your ACL prevention there, stopping and starting, like change of direction and decel. Like that's how you learn all those patterns and they become familiar to your body. And I think having that dancing background is where it comes in so handy for me, because we did so many jumps and so many jetés and all this sort of stuff. It's my body knows how to land, and I know how to land in awkward positions, and I know how to get myself out of awkward positions. Maybe not at 42, but I did like at your age. And that's why I'm so passionate about like keeping those plyos in our program and still continuing to progress them in season is so important.
Can I ask, how's it, you've touched a couple of times on there's Hutch and there's Sporsy who are doing some work with you.
I call them my two sons.
I was going to say, how has that
literally
been?
could be their mum.
And I know that, you know, Sporsy's done stuff in the VFLW program, but in terms of, you know, educating them on female athletes and sort of what has that looked like and how's that evolved?
Yeah, and I don't want to put words in Sporsy's mouth here, but I've tried to sort of have that role, I suppose, of mentoring them a little bit, as much as them mentoring me as well. I'm not standing here thinking I know it all. But yeah, I think there's a lot to be said by working in an environment like Maribyrnong, where you are working with youth athletes for so long. You get to really understand how important it is to teach them how to move early in different planes of motion and those basic locomotive skills. So I've had that chat with Sporsy a couple of times about, you know, really he's probably got a more important role than I do at the club, because once these girls start coming through to us, they really need to be understanding how to move well.
Yes.
I just love the trio. It's just
we're like a little family.
It's really cute.
We're so lucky here at Geelong, aren't we, with the amazing people around us, T. Let's get into a little bit of a fun game. I thought we could play a little bit of a Would You Rather football edition with you, doll.
Okay.
So we got Jessie giving our stuff over here. All right. So Gunja's going to start us off, and she'll read out a Would You Rather, and
then
all...
do we each answer?
Each answer.
Each answer.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Would you rather 35-degree game or a 5-degree game?
35.
35.
Ooh, 35.
Yeah.
Because you get
Jesus,
10.
5.
Hence why I'm always getting you guys in a sauna.
There's no way you're seeing me in a 5-degree game.
No way.
Would you rather not make the finals or lose in straight sets? Ooh.
I'd rather play finals.
Play finals and lose in straight sets.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm really confused by that.
So if you think about Adelaide, right? They made into the finals, but they've gone out both in straight sets in the finals.
Yeah. I want to make finals.
Finals, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you get more games under your belt. Why wouldn't you?
And give you the opportunity to bloody win.
I know.
All right. Would you rather coach a player with high footy skills, low fitness ability, or
Is this a trick question?
or high fitness ability, low footy skills?
Me personally, or all of us.
You go.
All of us.
I mean, Yeah, definitely the high footy skills and low fitness. That's a
I think so too, because then T can just get you into shape.
I also think it's much easier to teach fitness than it is to teach skills, finite skills.
I'm still waiting for my kicking coaching lesson.
Well, isn't it like 5 years old where you learn your motor skills and all that? So good luck at
100%.
25.
But you also
100%.
think about like those cross-coders that have just come into the game and dominated.
But they've
in
already
that.
got the skill. You know?
But it's not football skill, babe. Sorry, me debating.
So Becky Webster right
to
now.
debate that then, I don't think – I love our cross-coders, but I'd say they're very athletic, but I don't think they're the best at the football game itself. In terms of
Let's not forget, I am a cross-coder.
well, we all are technically.
I came from basketball. I
do agree that.
But you're also a football fan.
Your fitness ability is going to improve way quicker than, say, a skill.
Low-hanging fruit, yeah.
All right, T, you read one out, doll.
Here we go. Would you rather back-to-back beep tests or back-to-back 2Ks?
Oh,
2K.
yuck.
I'll take a 2K over a beep test.
I haven't done a beep test in quite a long time.
I feel like
and it's 1.2, so I'll take that even more so.
if it's a 1.2, I'd take it. But the anxiety a 2K gives me over a beep test, I would do the beep test. Yep.
I wonder what the back to back.
You know that running that we do where we do like the mass running?
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy that.
Okay.
So that's similar to beep test, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I think if it was the 1.2, maybe two of them.
Yeah,
a 2K makes
that's only 2.4 then. It's almost.
I also can't quite remember. Like I know the beep test is really disgusting, but I can't really remember.
You can also
PTSD.
you can also walk half of it, so it's fine.
Oh, really? Okay.
You know, like level 3. Beep.
All right, one more each, shall we?
One more each.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather no shoelaces on your boots or wear no socks?
Oh, yuck. I would rather no shoelaces on.
Can I have Velcro?
No shoelaces on my boots because the good old Pumas don't really need.
They don't need much.
They don't need much.
Socks, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I need
you
socks.
guys.
Always socks.
Yeah.
You got to have socks.
Keep my socks
I can't not have socks.
Okay. Would you rather a game-saving tackle or a game-saving goal?
Defense goal.
Goal.
Wait, game-saving tackle
game-saving
or
goal on it.
game-saving goal? So wait, do you kick the goal or
No,
smother?
you save it like on the line.
Yeah.
Or something.
Oh,
Like the tackle.
nah, I think a tackle would be unreal.
I was going to say a tackle.
Because if they're running in to kick the goal and you like hold the ball tackle, like what you did
Is
the
that
other.
because you're in the back line though? And
Yeah,
you're like,
it's
"Go
very-
defenders."
Literally.
What would you take?
Or did you mean
I'm
kick
gonna
the
go,
goal?
I love a goal.
Kick the goal. That's why I was
No.
confused.
Yeah, was it
Yeah,
kick
sorry,
the goal?
I stuffed that, but I'd still take a goal.
I think both.
All right. Would you rather an 18-month preseason or an 8-day preseason?
I feel like our
we already do an
pre-seasons are
18
like an 18 month.
That's a trick. Yeah, I don't.
I'd go 18 months. There's no way my body would be prepped for 8 days.
Yeah, that's.
I'm going to go really technical. I'm not even meant to be answering this, but I'd be doing stuff anyway. So then if it was just 8-day intensive, straight into it.
I'd
be doing
just
stuff
coming
in
at
the
it from like
off-season.
18 months. You can make huge improvements over 8 days.
I could get my speed up.
I'm going 8 days. All right, T,
Last
finish
one,
this
T.
off, T.
Oh yes, sorry, we're still going with the game. I blanked out there for a sec. All right, here we go. Would you rather a 200 game career, no premierships, or one game or one premiership?
One game, one premiership.
I'm going to, what do you call it?
Oh,
The opposite of that. Argue. 200 game, no premiership. Because like, what's that premiership going to mean to you from one game?
I would one game, one premiership, and then keep playing, and then you've got a premiership.
No,
under
but
your
you
belt.
can't. That's not the career. It's a one game career.
Debate
Becky.
down the end here.
Yeah, that's a fair shout.
Yeah.
Because look at like David
200
Swallow.
game career, and then you get these great relationships, great experiences.
Yeah. How many great players, Fife, David Swallow, who've just retired,
I know,
have
but
never won a premiership?
their ultimate goal is to get a premiership.
That's very true.
But imagine
That's why
playing
we're here.
one. I don't remember some rando.
But I also just love football. So
Yeah.
if I only get to play one game.
You'd remember the premiership though.
Yeah,
if
but
you
no
were
one
that
else,
young rando.
no one else would.
Well done, producer Jessie. This
Well
has
done,
sparked
Jessie.
some good conversations.
Thanks T again for joining us, Dal. We'll see you in a few minutes for our training this evening. But we've really thoroughly appreciated you in our program. You know, you're like our little mum, but you're always having our back and pushing us. I think you say a really good quote at the start of the season if you want to tell the listeners.
High challenge, high support.
Always.
Yes.
So
Always.
thank you, Dal. And And
Thank you
thanks for coming
having me.
on.
Thank you.
Thanks, T.
Thanks, guys.
Fast Twitch Energy Drink is from the makers of Gatorade, developed with over 100 milligrams of caffeine and electrolytes to help you physically start fast and focus the mind to get your workout ready. Available in Cool Blue, Grape and Strawberry Lemonade. Proud sponsors of Yeah the Girls podcast. All right, welcome back. Thanks to Gatorade's new Fast Twitch Energy Drink. It was so good to have T on. I found, like I often do with our guests, I get caught just mesmerised listening to them, and then I go, got to ask a question, got to engage in the conversation.
She was so good, wasn't she?
Brilliant. So we are moving on to our YTG MVQ. Gun just got her pen ready because she is our tallyboard tallier.
I'm
That's what you call
You
it.
do so well at it, Del. Should we lead in with our one vote?
I might start so I have time to calculate.
Good shout.
great
True.
shout.
All right, so I'm going to kick us off with our one vote this week for our Lexi girl, our fellow backliner. A particular moment was that tackle in our D50 on Scotty, and she just kept fighting that tackle. And Scotty's quite a strong player, but our Lexi girl's even stronger. So one vote for Lex for that tackle.
Lex.
It was, I'm going to say a goal-saving tackle, wasn't
Yes.
it? It was amazing.
Yep.
100%.
Absolutely amazing. My one vote this week is to our fellow girl, Gunji. She
thanks,
did an amazing effort. I'm pretty sure it was in the last quarter in the forward 50. The ball was coming in hot, and I think he sort of half spoiled, then tackled, then followed up again, and it was a stoppage. So one vote goes to you, Del, for that amazing effort.
And I'm going to flow on the back of that. Becky Webb, you get my one vote. Over on the far side, it was a massive spoil, actually. I think you threw your whole body into it and sent it, 10 metres in front of you to keep it in front. And there was multiple of those, like I touched on our divisional meeting, one at the top of our forward 50 there that you just still kept in our A-mid, and you just tipped it over brilliantly. So it was really inspiring stuff.
Awesome,
Thanks,
Webby.
Gigi.
All right, my two votes this week is our Prezi girl. Her run and carry game this week, and in particular that one moment where it just went end from end. She sold some candy and kept running, and we got a goal out of it. So 2 votes for Prezi.
Nice. She's simply the best player in the league. I'll continue to say it. But my 2 votes this week, I'm going to split them. I hope this is okay. So
do
one
they get
vote
2
each.
or they get 1 each?
Just 1 each. Killer and
one
Thorny
each.
kicking their first goals.
great.
We chatted about it in the what do you call it?
In the match review.
In the match review.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. And they were both sensational goals. So shout out to you two girls.
Jumping on that, I gave 2 to Killer. Sorry, Thorny girl, love you. But I gave my 2 to Killer. That was an unreal goal.
Awesome, great Killer. All right, moving on to my 3 votes this week, and she just consistently does it again and again, is Bowie. Her pressure around the ball and just tackle after tackle, even just getting a fist into a contest when she's clearly shorter than the oppo, and just the amount of pressure she brings every week. But in particular in that game, I feel like I looked up as the ball was about to come out, but she was just hot on them straight away with her tackles. So 3 votes to Bowie.
Well done, Bowie. My 3 votes this week goes to Jackie Parry. She had another sensational game for us on the weekend. A couple moments for her going back in the first quarter to help with our defence and took some really good marks. But I remember going to her after quarter time, I think, and she had just missed a couple of goals. And I said to her, "Come on, Jack, you can convert here." And then she ended up kicking like 2 or 3 goals. So it was amazing.
Love
and
that.
shout out to you, JP.
And I'm going to go Lexi's tackle as just a massive team lifting moment. As you said, it was goal saving, and I actually remember at the time turning, and you can see it in the vision, there's about 4 of us walking, and our girl was just going at it, and to stick that tackle was just unbelievable. So well done, Lexi girl.
I love that. Now,
Awesome.
Gunji, how's those calculations going?
Killed it this week. Woo! Okay, that was... So I'm going to kick us off first with our Queen of the Week, and then we'll go into our running leaderboard.
Love that.
But our Queen of the Week this week is our fellow backliner, Lexi. So
well done, Lex.
got the
Yes,
4
Lexi
votes this
girl.
week. So well done, Lex. We will crown you Queen this week. And then let's kick us off into our current leaderboard. So we've had a little bit of a change, which is great. I'm going to start off with 5th place here. So that's Killer coming in with 7 votes. So she's really made a name for herself the last couple of weeks.
Well done.
In 4th place, we've got Prezi Girl on 8 votes.
Go, Prezi girl.
In 3rd place, Croc didn't get a vote this week, but she has polled
held
really
on.
well. So she's held on to 3rd place with 9 votes.
Lovely.
And in 2nd second place, we've got Jackie Parry on 10 votes.
Go, Jackie.
I think she had a good 2 games, last 2 games.
Yeah.
And then in our current leader position, pole position, she loves the Formula One. It's Bowie on 13 votes.
Go, Bosie.
You are our current queen still on the leaderboard.
Pole
Love
position.
that. Can't wait to
love
give
that.
her a shout out this week and get around to the girls in the leaderboard. All right, we'll have a quick little break. We'll have a chat about Port Adelaide and then also the men's prelim final coming up. So chat to you in a minute.
Fast Twitch, a new energy drink from Gatorade. Start fast with 0 sugar, over 100 milligrams of caffeine and electrolytes. Are you ready to hit the Twitch? Available in cool blue, grape and strawberry lemonade. Proud sponsors of Yeah the Girls podcast.
Welcome back, guys. Thanks to Gatorade's new Fast Twitch energy drink. We are off to Adelaide on Friday, as we said, to play Port, which is super exciting. We're excited to play them. They've been playing some really good football at the moment, haven't they?
They have been, and we haven't faced off against them too many times. So it's interesting probably to say. It's nice to come up against a side where you're sort of going, there's quite a fresh slate there to, I think have we played them once over there?
Yeah, I'm going to say once.
And I'm not
there.
sure. I think that might be it. So, really great. They've got some big, strong forwards and quite a tall group. So it'll be a good challenge for us. And it's been really nice to see the likes of, as we've spoken to Lex and how she's been building and, just some great depth across our group to be able to challenge these talls. Erica's been coming in and really been really great at supporting our talls as well, aerially. So I think that'll be has been a great build up for us to lead into this week.
Yeah, it's super exciting. And as we've always said with our away trips, we love getting together. And it's super exciting as well to watch the men play on Friday night all together in the hotel, as we said. They've got a big game against Hawthorn on Friday night. So I can't wait to see. Hopefully we can roll off the back of their win on Friday into a win on Saturday for us, into an amazing week leading into the grand final for them.
Yeah, and I know we don't really look at, the ladder and things for ourselves. But, if we get this win, we're back 3-3. So it'd be awesome to get the win this weekend, and hopefully we can then roll into the following.
Yeah, how important is momentum, in AFLW especially, and, to win the last couple of games and to really hopefully roll off the back of that into Port Adelaide this weekend will be amazing. But yeah, we're super excited to be playing Port, as I said earlier. We're playing at 12:35 SA time, which is super, super good. You pretty much wake up, have breakfast, and you're at the game, which is great. And it's 1:05 for our Victorian listeners as well that are tuning in. So super pumped for that game on the weekend and flying back Saturday night as well. So get a little bit of rest and recovery before our Thursday game next week. But once again, thank you all for joining in on the Yeah the Girls. We're super excited and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks guys.